Hi, this is Matt with Grand Ventures. Today we're out at Recycled Spirit of Iron. This is an interesting piece of property with many beautiful art pieces made out of, looks like recycled metal materials, welding and all sorts of stuff involved, but it's quite a sight to behold. We're out here in Ashford, Washington, next to a busy road, so it may be a little loud behind me, but we hope you join us and check out this interesting art installation and kind of a roadside attraction, if you will. Now, the original artist, it says here, is Dan Klennert, and I was reading that he has since moved on from this place and retired, and it's been taken over by somebody named J. Beckholt. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's open year-round to the public, and admission is free, but they do take donations. One thing I kind of like up there, we got this, it's like maybe a cow skull with some hair on it, and if you see here, it says, "Welcome into my imagination. Please wipe your feet." And I guess you could wipe your feet on the grass here before you enter. And like it says, it is open to the public. So let's take a look inside at the different pieces. One of the first ones you see when you come inside here is this interesting looking motorcycle. Now, for motorcycle fans, I don't know that this would run or take you anywhere, but it's quite interesting. It's like we got some motor parts in there, an old headlamp of sorts, and as you can see, this is just off the main road here. And this road, it leads up to Mount Rainier if you're headed up the mountainside there. Now, for the horse lover, you got this guy. I especially like his eye there. It's made out of like a cog. It's really tall. Got even a metal saddle on top of there. And actually, this isn't just a horse. If you take a look, it's actually a rocking horse. It's got the treads there on the bottom like it could rock. Looks like his backside is made of horseshoes. And look at this tail. That's definitely something else. Now, up towards the front, there is a massive wagon wheel. Or at least that's what it looks like, a wagon or a bike wheel. And I would say, I don't know, it's probably a good 25, 30 feet tall, as you can see. It would take quite a bit to even make that. Now this here, it kind of reminds me of almost like a seahorse, but a seahorse with a broom for a tail. Got the reins. If you look up close, it may be hard to see. Trademark Coulter Union. So it looks like a lot of this stuff is recycled machinery or some sort of iron parts, but really interesting how these pieces have been put together. Look at that. He's got a pretty sweet haircut too. Now this here almost looks like an easel. And in the center of it, I don't know if it's supposed to be a dinosaur or some sort of cow or something. Looks like this was made by the original artist back in 7 of 91. And right now we're kind of out in the front, I'll call it the lawn area. As you can see, they got a ton of stuff up front here. Another motorcycle here. This one looks like it's got some sort of glass pieces in there. Kind of decorate the engine anyways. Got the handlebars. And I've noticed on a couple of these, it has like the dates etched in as to when they were made. This one looks like 3/20 of maybe 2002. But I especially like the gas tank and kind of those wings right there. Here we have a little car, and it looks like the seats in there look like maybe old tractor seats. Got a skull on the back there. Got a steering wheel. I like the old wheels. And it's got an engine up in there too. But it's really interesting and so creative. Taking old parts, even here, I really like, look at the wrenches welded on as part of the hood assembly there. Sturdalite model Phoenix products. And these old headlamps are antique and pretty awesome looking. Seems like the artist definitely likes motorcycles. There seems to be many motorcycle representations here. I like this one. It's kind of a chopper. And this appears to be the largest of the motorcycles, another chopper. Thing is massive. And just to give you a little bit of scale, I'm about 5'10", and the headlight, it's bigger or taller than I am. So this one's extra big. Some of these statues range from kind of little tiny-ish, or statues or sculptures, if you will, from kind of tiny-ish to this massive one right here. Right here we got an interesting bird, and this may be a newer one. It's kind of a different insignia. It's got an R and then 20. Assuming that's the date. But what I like about this bird is underneath he's got a nest with a bunch of broken glass, or maybe even a broken toilet. It's hard to say, but looks like broken eggs, which is pretty interesting. Now over here, kind of on the far end of the property, it's got another horse, and underneath it's got an interesting skull. And check out this massive salmon. This thing is quite intricate, and I can't even imagine what it took. Looks like it was made in 2019. But as you can see, got a lot of detail, including the eye. And look at the body. Looks like it's made almost entirely of old horseshoes. Look at the detail on the tail. Even though it's rusty, it's beautiful in a way. The craftsmanship that would have gone into this. Oh, and I didn't even notice, if you take a look, if it'll focus, looks like there is, I don't know if that's supposed to be a baby fish inside, but as you can see, there's a fish inside the big fish. And if you're out and about this way, the first guy that's going to greet you from the road is this huge giraffe. And he's up there chewing on something. And this, it's almost like it's made of some metal pieces as well as some rebar, made in, it looks like, 92. Don't mind me, giraffe, I'm just under here staring at you. This thing is quite large though. I've seen some giraffes in real life, and this thing is, I don't know that it's to scale, but it's definitely could stand up there with the best of them. And again, I like the use of these repurposed wrenches. If you take a look, so neat. Here we have what looks like a giant rooster. He's got quite of a big ear. I like the tail. How it's got all these different pieces sort of welded together. Again, I really like these old wrenches used in the different pieces. Now for you dinosaur fans out there, which our little 4-year-old Everly absolutely loves T-Rexes, they got an interesting dinosaur here too. He's even got some hair. His teeth look pretty fierce. He's got little arms. And look at this backbone too. I find it so interesting that they could make these different sort of shapes and objects out of recycled material and metal. But this guy's out here. You know, he tried to star in the next Jurassic World, but he's just dead. And for you sci-fi aficionados, looks like maybe a praying mantis. Reminds me of the movie The Deadly Mantis, which is an old black and white horror movie. This guy looks a little too friendly to be deadly though. I like his headlight eyes. One of my favorite sculptures I've seen thus far is this interesting looking spider Dun dun dun. Now if this spider's in your house, you better run, because it may be hard to defeat. If you take a look here, it's got cool cog eyes. Looks like this was made in '02 in memory of Flea Bencham. I'm not quite sure who that is, but I like all its legs. And it's even got, you take a look down there, it's got some fur down there. So the attention to detail is really neat on these things. Now if you look here, it's got a big beautiful dream catcher and this old timer with a welding mask and a big old driftwood nose. And you got this guy pointing a pistol at you. It says on the sign, "I've spent most of my life creating art. If you take pictures, please do not forget to donate." And then kind of an interesting donation station. You got three choices. We got the Republican donation, the independent donation, and the Democrat donation. So you can pick what party you want to donate through. Kind of interesting. It makes it kind of a fun venture. There's a donation station here, and even they're up to date. They can do it through Venmo. But the one I think I'm going to do is, this is the independent one, the super independent one. I don't know that those ones may be used anymore. This one definitely is. So I'm going to throw $5 in there to support this place. Now up towards the front here, there is a big building, and it says it's the gift shop and gallery area. And there is a gift shop here. Granted, it's in February, but it seems to be closed at the moment. So we can't show you the inside there. But it's really nice that even though that that's closed, that you can still see everything outside here. And there's even, they got a gift book and another place to donate. I like this little sign. Recycled spirits of iron sculptures. And again, this is the side of the gift shop. Got an old railroad sign up there. Got an old cowboy and this cool vintage looking Coca-Cola sign, which I like. And there's a peace sign made out of driftwood. It says, "Ain't this America, you and me." That's a song lyric. Leave a comment below if you know what song that's from. And it says here, this is the actual metalworking studio. So I'm assuming that's where everything's made inside there. That's where the real magic happens. This is quite a large building. Lots of work area. Some of these things are huge, so you probably need something that large. And here's yet another interesting horse. This one's a little more filled in, got a lot more metal on it. This one even has an old vintage saddle. You know, look at this guy, it almost looks like a clown. This town ain't big enough for the both of us. Okay, you win. Motorcycles, animals, and gunslingers, those seem to be kind of a theme here. I like this guy's guts there. I like his old-timer revolver too in his holster. He looks ready to guard the property. Got some additional horses here. Hey, look at this one. Oh, it's a little baby horse. And it's probably arguing with its horse mom. There's kind of the main building and front lawn area. Back here with these horses, there's a whole additional back of the property area with even more stuff. So this place is quite immersive and got a ton of stuff to see. Now, we need some bad to the bone plan right now looking at this guy. How interesting is this? You can see, needs a little dental work, but, you know, he's out here getting after it. He's got a skull on the front. Got his cool legs. So you got a little polished metal in there. I know bikers, they like their chrome, but it looks like he's got dreadlocks almost made out of, looks like old cable chains for snow. And his skeleton hand up there. And his little minion back here, look at this guy. He almost looks like a crocodile riding back here. Pretty awesome. Looks like we got another train here. This one's actually on some railroad ties. Pretty neat looking. Oh, and this goes out to my own heart. I am a pipe fitter by trade. And look at this. Got an old, huge, it's probably like, oh, it says it's 36. That's a big pipe wrench as part of that. That big pipe wrench is awesome. I love it. I love old tools. We always are looking for stuff at antique stores, but the fact that a pipe wrench is used on there is amazing. Now, if you have to go to the restroom, may be a little difficult. It's elevated on this thing here. It looks like he may have a YouTube channel, the proprietor of this place. It's got a urinal. It's just full of some stuff. Looks like the men's room. Maybe hard to use since it's up on this thing. Now, before I show you this next portion, just want to let you know I don't agree or disagree with any of the things. There's maybe some political messages here. It almost looks like a boot hill or sort of cemetery. There's a bunch of crosses and sort of some sayings. So be advised, I'm just showing what they have here as art and not commenting on anything it says. But wanted to show you it nonetheless because this is in the far, far back reaches of the property. And this is the area I was referring to. Bunch of crosses on it. And maybe a little bit of a memorial. I'll show you here. The far one back there says Scott Pewter, Miss Willow, our best friend. We will miss you always. Looks like a kitty cat. Another little cat with a cross. And then there's this one here. And it's like a character up there with his arms stretched out. But if you take a look over here, it's a couple old makeshift gravestones. A sign there. It says 9/11. And it looks like maybe a representation of Jesus on the cross. Interesting. I'm sure there's some sort of underlying message with all that. Open to interpretation, of course. Now I showed you kind of that memorial hill with all the different in memoriams to animals, and it looks like people. And I came upon something else here, and I don't know if I should look inside. It says, Moanin' Lisa, X-rated, look. I am out here filming this video, and I think it is my duty to leave no stone unturned, so I'm going to take a look in there. Okay, innocence may be lost. We'll see. Come on, I'll show you. Do we dare look inside? Now, I definitely like someone with a sense of humor. There's not much in there, but made me look, and it was kind of fun doing that, so glad you were brave as well. I got my jam session with these guys. Well, what a location. The recycled spirits of iron out here in Ashford, Washington. So many different things to see. Got these people playing me off here with some beautiful music in the background, which is fun. But what a location, so many things to see. Such a great area. The fact that it's open to the public year-round is amazing. They just ask for a small donation. Also, you can spend a lot of time out here. There's lots of stuff to see, so it's not just like one item. So definitely come check it out here in Ashford, Washington, if you're in the Pacific Northwest. Also, if you like this video and this type of content, we do love doing travel videos, location videos. Give us a big thumbs up. That helps the channel. Also, if you're not a subscriber, please do. And also, smash that bell so you can be notified of our new releases. Additionally, we have a Patreon right now. $5 a month will get you a signed postcard from a location we visited. Thanks again for watching, and we hope you join us on our next adventure. Hey horse, why the long face? Come on, I had to. You need a dad joke in there.